Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaylee and I use this channel to share different ways that I have made and am making my life more intentional. Today the focus is a declutter. I did one of these back in June, and at that point it was things that we had kind of gathered and accumulated from January until June. It is now October and I'm back with another one because somehow we have accumulated quite a bit to get rid of, and it is starting to overwhelm me. So I thought I would film this so I can begin the process of taking everything to the different locations that they're going to get dropped off or sold or donated. If you didn't see my previous declutter, I'll go ahead and kind of give you a lay of the land for what this is going to look like. Me and my partner would consider ourselves minimalists. That being said, we have a really curated selection of things in each of our spaces, and so we are a little bit out of the mass declutter phase in our life, and it's more a gradual thing of recognizing that we don't need an item anymore, or we don't use something anymore, or we replace something. It's never really going to look like me pulling everything out of our kitchen and going through every item because we've done that already, and instead it's just kind of a daily check-in of different drawers and cabinets and areas that we might not have looked in a while or reached for certain things in a while, and then we accumulate them in a bag or a box and just kind of keep adding things as we see things need to be added. And then once it kind of gets to an overwhelming amount of stuff and it's taking up too much space in our pantry or wherever we have it stored, we go through all of it again, not to see if we want to keep anything, but instead we separate out the things that can be sold, the things that can be donated to different organizations and nonprofits, and those that can be donated to a resell store. I am trying not to donate to Goodwill anymore because they are a for-profit organization and we have quite a few nonprofit organizations that have resale stores around us. So that is where I donate goods that we can't sell ourselves and that can't just be donated to a nonprofit. If I can, I try to sell things on Facebook Marketplace or Nextdoor. Some things might end up in the trash, but we will go through that together as we see all of the items that we've decluttered over the past 4-ish months. The first of which are all of these Trader Joe's bags. And I have already donated a stack of this size, if not larger, to the same place that these are going to go, which is a thrift store that's run by and for the Cherokee Humane Society, and they are able to use these as bags for their customers. So these will get dropped off there, hopefully later this afternoon, because I'm ready to get them out of my house. I'll film a whole video on this once we get closer to the end of the year, but I already have some minimalist, intentional living, sustainable goals for 2026, and one of those is to no longer get grocery bags, even if they're paper or recyclable or donatable, because they take up so much space in my pantry and they are completely unnecessary for the most part, because I have tons of reusable bags, including some of these that I can use and not get new ones. This is a larger item, so I'm not gonna keep it up here on the table with me, but it is this like dog bed, this raised dog bed. And we purchased this when our dog was very small, I think like 6 months old, because the place that we did dog training with him recommended this to kind of help him learn place as a command, which place can be really anything that has a defined space. And we also thought that we would potentially use this when traveling for him, but we have not ended up doing that much at all. And so it's just been taking up space. I honestly forgot about it because it was in the closet where our AC unit is, and I totally forgot it was in there, but I opened that today just to see if there was anything else we could add, and this was there. And that I am going to try to sell on Facebook Marketplace. A couple other larger items that I'm just gonna throw to the side. These 2 pillows came with the green oversized chair, and they've been great, but they're not really my style. And when we got our new couch, it came with a ton of pillows, so we're keeping those pillows and getting rid of these. 2 more pillows. They are lumbar pillows, and they're not my favorite. I do really like the texture of this one, but we rarely used them to begin with, and since we have our new couch and our new pillows, We don't need these anymore. And I do plan to post all of the pillows on Facebook Marketplace and Nextdoor to try and sell them because pillows are not cheap. I recently uploaded my closet switchover from spring and summer to my fall and winter clothes, and from that I got a couple of items to declutter, which we'll go through here in a second. But recently I helped Jonathan go through all of his clothes and shoes to make sure that there was nothing that he needed to get rid of. And we came away from that with 2 shoes to get rid of. These are actually the shoes that he wore on our wedding day, but I got rid of my wedding day shoes a while ago, so I'm not upset about it. Also, memories don't have to be tied to items. These are really nice though, dress shoes from Steve Madden, so I am gonna try and sell these. And then these are some high top sneakers from Adidas, and they have been beat up. So these might get donated to a resale store because I think they could probably be a little cleaned up as long as there are no holes or separation happening on the soles, which I'll check before I drop them off. This is also a much larger declutter than my last one. I don't know how we came up with this many items. So we have 2 pairs of pants from Jonathan's closet. We actually decluttered these a while ago because he got some new pairs of pants that he likes better than these, and so these will get donated. Then we have this shirt from Old Navy. It has a hole in it, unfortunately, and the hole just keeps getting bigger every time I wear it, and so I found myself not reaching for it anymore towards the end of the summer season, so I had already put that in there actually prior to my closet declutter. Then we have 2 shirts from my husband's work. He has this shirt which says I'm a nervous Rex, with Rex from Toy Story on it. It's very cute, but he just doesn't find that he wears it. And then there's this shirt. It's just like a sweat wicking shirt, but he doesn't find that he wears that, so getting rid of that. Oh, I'm so excited he's getting rid of these. I have been trying to get him to get rid of these since before we got married, I think, because they're just really, really stretched out, and so there's like the elastic doesn't shrink back to where it was. So they are constantly like falling off of him. And even though he just wears them around the house, he has others that suit him much more and can serve multiple functions. So he's getting rid of those. 2 random pairs of compression socks because he has a different brand and type that he likes. And then we have this sweater, which I might actually give to my dad because my dad actually has a Poshmark account and does pretty well selling some things on there. So I might pass that along to him because it's a pretty good brand and he might be able to sell it. And then we have the couple of items from my closet declutter. One is this t-shirt and this pair of overall shorts that don't suit me anymore. The last clothing item is this belt. It is Jonathan's and it's way too big for him. Then we have this set of sheets. It's a fitted sheet and a flat sheet. And I really like these sheets, but they are very warm and they hold heat, which is not great for Jonathan because he is a very warm sleeper. So he requested that we get another set of the type of sheets that we have on our bed right now. And I'll probably donate these to a dog shelter or rescue because they are always looking for towels and sheets to use for bedding. And now we just have a couple of random things. We have these 2 folders. These I'm probably just going to donate to a secondhand shop, but since it's not Goodwill, they'll only probably be like 10 cents instead of like $1 because Goodwill overprices everything these days. And then I have this wall calendar, but it's for the year 2025. There's only 2 months left of that. So I'm actually going to give this to my sister because she loves notebooks and calendars and paper. And so she will use this whether it is correct dates or not. So I'll give this to her and I'm seeing her today. So that's great. I'll get rid of that today. We have this little charging dock. It had a second side and I think I decluttered the other side of it in the declutter video previously. This one had a spot for an Apple Watch charger and then a spot to do an AirPod case, but Jonathan got rid of his Apple Watch. So he didn't need this anymore and it's just kind of served its purpose. We found 2 more silicone rings that Jonathan had stashed in his bedside table. These are both also overstretched out and now he has a new one that fits him really well. And we sold his Apple Watch with a whole bunch of bands with it as well. And this was one of the bands and it's just a bit dirty. So I am probably going to try and clean it a little bit and then maybe take it to a resale shop. I hate to throw it away because someone could still use it, but I do need to try and clean it up a little bit before I drop it off. Then I have these two bamboo chopstick holders, but I know that I will never use these, so I'm going to get rid of them. I'm sure there's probably a bunch of other ways that I could use them, but I'm not going to hold on to them just to maybe figure that out one day. Then I have this black frame. Then I have these two bottle openers. These are some of those things that I completely forgot were in a drawer, and I actually found them today and realized we haven't used either of these in a very long time because we have a wine opener that has a really nice bottle opener on one side of it. We have this vase. It's kind of a funny story why I keep having these vases. I think I may have had two of them in my last declutter. We moved into this apartment over a year ago now. A couple of days after we moved in, we received a 1-800-Flowers package. And I was really confused because I didn't know who would be sending us flowers, but then I thought, how nice, a little flower housewarming gift. No, they were to the people that lived here, I think 1 or 2 times before we moved into this unit. And I had no forwarding information for them. The leasing office couldn't give me forwarding information for them. So I just kept the flowers. And then like 6 months later, we got another 1-800-Flowers delivery and they come with these vases. That's why I'm telling the story. So we got another one. It was to the same people. Congratulations to them. I guess they've gotten married. And then this year, about 4 days after we renewed our lease, so around the same time as last year, we got another flower delivery for the same people. And so I have another vase that I don't need and don't want. But the flowers were beautiful. And I'm so curious to see if we will continue getting these flowers. It seems like it's from either like an insurance company or something like that. Like not anyone who personally knows the people who lived here because the note is very vague. We have these two Joy-Con things for the Nintendo Switch, like the first one that you slide onto the Joy-Con when you're playing like a party game or something, so you can put it on your wrist and use these buttons here. And we sold our Switch with 4 Joy-Cons and 4 Joy-Con these things, but we at one point had 6 Joy-Cons. They started drifting really badly and not performing very well, and so we donated those a while back to Work for Eli, which is a place that you can donate electronic items to, and they employ adults with special needs and help them learn how to take things apart and then use those parts to fix other things or rebuild different electronic equipment. So we donated the Joy-Cons, but we completely forgot to send these with them, and these aren't really electronic, so I might just have to throw these away, but I will dispose of them properly. And then we have this, which is a tripod and kind of a stabilization thing for a phone. We were using this, actually my husband bought this years ago, probably 2020 is when he purchased this, and he got a lot of really good use out of it for some videos that he filmed for different things, and then we used it a little bit in filming for YouTube, but it doesn't hold more than like a 10-minute charge anymore, and that's not very helpful for filming long form videos. And while it works okay as like a stable tripod, so does the new thing that we purchased for that same purpose. But that is the last item in this declutter. It felt like a lot more than that. I mean, that was quite a lot of items, but because of all of the clothes and the sheets, it was taking up so much space in our pantry, where I kind of just keep one of these Trader Joe's bags open and available for us to drop things into over time. And it ended up being 2 full Trader Joe's bags. So I'm excited to get all of these things out. I have already taken pictures of everything that I'm going to try and sell, so I'm going to post those right after filming this video. And I already know that I'm going to pass a couple places like the Humane Society thrift store, so I'm going to drop those off today and get rid of some of the other items today as well. And then the rest will be donated to a resale store that is owned and operated by a nonprofit organization instead of a for-profit business like Goodwill. That's it for me. I will probably see you again in 4 to 6 months with another declutter as we accumulate more things that we no longer need. Until next time.